The Moon is a live reflection of the Earth like a mirrored X-ray. In this way it reveals to us all part of the terrestrial and oceanographic surface of the Earth. These characteristics serve as the full map of Earth.
There are many Antarcticas in this world. Continuing with Vibes of Cosmos, you have the links down below in the description box, YouTube channel and shop if you want to go deeper. As you know, the continent Antarctica that you see on the spinning globe Earth with curved water doesn't exist. It's just a graphical, whatever you want to call it, and it's there and it's on your maps in school and whatever you want to use it. Everybody knows it's just fantasy. But this is what you see officially with all the Antarctica stations, right? The bases, like the stations of each country, right? Now, take this, and Vibes of Cosmos has made a brilliant, absolutely marvelous, gorgeous, supreme, super, ultra, mega, most amazing, the most realistic, 80-90% closest to the reality of the real world. So, taking all the stations from the continent created, which, by the way, has the shape of the human brain. The messages are clear. It's just if you want to understand them, human brain. You have to think, go beyond the knowledge, the intellect. So, this is, as you know, the world map. What you see in the moon map, which shows the reflection electromagnetic. We've seen it in the other videos. The black stuff are the continents, so physical soil, land, and the white stuff are the waters, and of course there's more. And these are the stations of all the countries. As you can see here, this is Europe, Russia, Africa, with like West Africa, it goes to Atlantis, and this is North America, super tiny, small, the United States of America and Mexico and all that stuff, and Canada. South America is bigger, and then this is Lemuria, and this is Australia. Now, do you see where the most of the stations are? So the big majority of the station, we see all these red dots, Lemuria, the continent of Lemuria, which is south from the super mega amazing supreme United States of America. So Amundsen, Scott Station, and Bird Station, and Palmer Station are all, well, Palmer Station is in this case in Land of the Fire, which is like south of South America, which is like what we call the typical traditional Antarctica, right? You go from South America, Argentina, Chile, you go to Antarctica with the ship route. So I've done some videos before. So that's where all the ship routes go to Terra Lacache and Terra del Fuego and Terra Galeca, which are like these islands close to the south of South America. But then there's Lemuria and all these countries, the USA and Japan and China and Russia, the powers of the world, USA, China, Japan and Russia are in Lemuria. And then of course in the closest lands to South America, you have the United Kingdom, you have Argentina, of course, you have South Korea, you also have Russia, well, Russia is all in Lemuria, and that's it. So yeah, South Korea, UK, oh, in Spain as well. Spain has one, which is very interesting why Spain is there. And then here you have India and Belgium, which is like south from Africa. So from South Africa, these are like the lands, again, islands and lands, which are not part of the traditional, what we call Antarctica, which is south of the United States and south of South America. And then, interesting, now check this out, Germany, super amazing, Terra Vista. Now, does this make any sense to you? Of course it does. Look at where Europe is, because then people say, oh no, this map is such a BS and stuff. No, check this out. Remember like in the Second World War when they said about the German submarines going to Neuschwabenland? Well, of course, because if you take this on the fake maps, and I am allowed to say fake map because the globe is a fake map. Everybody knows that. Even when you buy a globe, it says for decoration purposes only, not for education. And this one doesn't exist. There's no pictures, images, there's no circumnavigation, there's no planes and ships making a roundabout, nothing. So yeah, you get the point, right? So I am respecting the super supreme scientific reality of the real world. Hey, awesome stuff, right? It's awesome to be an anti-hypocrite. So you remember like when the Germans went, where is Germany? See here, this is Europe, and this is the United Kingdom. So, the United States of America, Germany and America, the USA were enemies, right? Of course, you're not going to go from Germany all the way to this Antarctica here, because this is where the United States is. Like, the USA has the influence on this area. So, you want to go in the opposite direction. So, where do you go? Along Africa. You go along Africa, and you get to Terra Vista. Exactly what the German submarines were doing. Even on the traditional Mercator maps, when you go from Europe, you go down along the coast of Africa. But of course, now you understand, you go down from Germany along the coast of Africa, between Africa and Atlantis, and you get to the super mega amazing big continent Terra Vista. And if you check here, this is the only station here is Germany, Deutschland. So don't get amazed when, you know, Bird, like when the Americans first went, they probably followed the Germans back in the 1940s. They got here and the Germans said, no, this is now our territory. Alarm, alarm, Hoch lieber Deutschland. So, and then what did the Americans do? They say, well, okay, if the Germans are imperialistic here, let's go to the opposite side. So they went to Lemuria, which is now probably a big majority of it is hidden or sunk or well, there, but because there's no planes and ships going near Lemuria, that's it. And of course, the other station, the Palmer station, is in Terra Lakach, which is what we understand as this. You see, Palmer station, because this is so fascinating. So look at this. This is the traditional Antarctica where all the ships go from Argentina and Chile to the tip, the icebergs. So that's where Palmer station is, and the Argentinian and South Korean and Spanish station in the United Kingdom. So this is where like the Americans went for the first time after they encountered the German force in the other Antarctica here. So they encountered the German force. The Germans said, this is our land, Neuschwabenland. Probably this is like the place where it's the best for like the temperatures and everything else. So the Americans went here, and Palmer station is, and the Argentinian stations are exactly these ones, the tip. So this here, this tip in the peninsula is or are the three lands: Terra del Fuego, which is land of fire, Lakach, and Galeca, which are the first lands closest to the tip of South America. And then you have Lemuria. So as you can see here, the Chinese station and Australian and Japanese and Russian. Let's see the Russian stations, because that's how you understand better. So the Russian station, Mirny station, and Dumont. I see any guys? I'm getting lost right now. Oh yes, Soyuz and Mirny, right? And then the Chinese, you see, so you have Australia, you have Russia, and you have China, and you also have Japan. So this side, which is like, we call like the opposite side of the peninsula, so to say, on the eastern front of Antarctica on the fake map, is here. The Australians, the Russians, and Japanese and Chinese in Lemuria. That's Lemuria. And then the Amundsen Scott, which is like, would be the central part, like, you know, South Pole kind of stuff. Well, this is where Amundsen Scott is. Amundsen Scott is in Lemuria. So what we call the South Pole is actually the central part of the continent of Lemuria. Amazing stuff, isn't it? And Bird Station is at the north, so close to the South Pole, so to say. And then you have the Indians and the Belgian. So India, you have here Bharati Station and Princess Elizabeth Station and Matri Station. So like close to what, you know, would be the Antarctic fake continent, but then of course they're like on the other side, so they're close but on the other side, south of Africa. And here we have, of course, Atlantis. So who went to Atlantis? We have Norway, South Africa, and Finland. Now you understand why they claim Antarctica. You never like ask the question why Norway is claiming Antarctica, right? Norway. Well, because Norway and Finland, they didn't go to Lemuria, they went to Atlantis, which is the other Antarctica, so to say. So Antarctica is in the lands that are not allowed for us to be explored. So if you see here, let's see. You see South Africa, Finland, and Norway, Troll Base. These three here. So these were put here on the map because everything was like so concentrated in a circular manner, right? But they went to Atlantis. So the South African and the Norwegian and the Finnish stations are here, and then the other station, there's a bunch of stations here, 3 more, so 2 for the UK and 1 from Argentina. So it kind of like makes sense because the UK comes in a straight line from Europe and goes all the way here. Of course they're going to go in a straight line here because, you know, it's easier for the UK and for Argentina to go in a straight line over the ocean, the water, without the influence of America, of North America, the United States of America, and Russia. Because you see, USA and Russia are here, so they're closer to Lemuria and the south of America. So what do? If you want more influence on other lands, you go on the opposite direction, where the states have not explored yet. So that's why you have here the UK and Belgrano station from Argentina, which again, this is like Terra Vista, but it's like the opposite from Atlantis. You see, between the German station and the British and Argentinian station, there's Atlantis. And yeah, so in many ways, this is the reason why all the countries in the world, they put themselves together in an agreement of the Antarctic Circle, because everywhere you go, it would be Antarctica, but Antarctica doesn't exist as a continent, and the ice wall doesn't exist as such. Sure, there is ice in different sectors in the ocean where the sun doesn't reach, but that doesn't mean that that sun doesn't reach in a perfect circular manner. So there will be areas in the world where you can actually navigate with good temperature and you can explore. That's why you have the stations of the governments. Now, the Germans, they probably arrived here in the first place when they did it with the submarines, which it makes sense, because now it makes sense why it's so easy to go with a submarine. You just go across the ocean with a submarine and that's it. It's just water, nothing else. And it makes sense because if there's another sun here, or if it's the same sun, but as you know, the sun is not a circular perfection movement, it's an analemma, so we don't even know how the sun reaches the other parts of the world, like Terra Vista and the islands and Lemuria. So, do you understand? It's like so simple. It's once you see the stations here, you just go by the name and you understand. Okay, so the tips of the peninsula of Antarctica, what we call Antarctica in the fake map of the spinning ball Earth water with curved water with gravity, is Lemuria and the first lands south of America. And then Germany, who went, even like here, Germany is here, Neumayer station. Just like there in the tip, right? Germany, because, you know, probably this station here, yeah, it is the Neumayer, so not the Neuschwabenland. But why do you think that all this area here, there's only one German base? Wouldn't you expect to have the United States of America or the UK or other countries have more influence here? Because come on, like, this is Africa. So the powers of the world can easily go from Africa all the way here. Oh no, but then they don't do it. They always go to Lemuria. Why is that? But there's German presence here. Do you understand? It's so fascinating. You know, now you see everything in perspective and from a bigger picture. So for me, this has changed everything. It has changed the game. And especially so many of you find it so difficult to accept. I mean, everybody knows that the official map of Antarctica is just fantasy, like this one that you see on the globe. So in case you don't, it's difficult for you, I'm just gonna do a zoom like this, pause the video like this here, make a screenshot if you like, and then pause the video here, make a screenshot, and then compare the names, see the locations, and you will understand. Remember about all the stuff with the American confrontation with the Germans after the Second World War, with Byrd and stuff, and it makes perfect sense. See you in the next video.